Hey everyone, welcome back to Civil Convo with Rachel. Today we are diving into something, quite frankly, that can potentially trigger PTSD for many from the COVID days: empty store shelves. You might have heard or read news stories or from conversation with friends, family members, and neighbors about potential shortages at stores like Home Depot, Target, and Walmart, to name a few. We also heard of people who are panic buying. News stories about iPhone possibly costing up to $3,000. Some scary stuff. Let's break down what's really going on, how it could seriously impact not just your wallet, but what you see on store shelves in the near future. According to CNBC and the New York Times article, the advice is don't freak out just yet, and also hold off on the panic buying unless it's something you really need. By the way, that may have been wise advice. This past weekend, the US and China reached a deal to lower tariffs from 145% to 30% in the next 90 days. While 30% is still high, but it's definitely more manageable than 145%. As you know, most retailers have relied heavily on import from China. In normal times, we are talking about a massive flow of goods making their way across the ocean. But what have experts worried is that in the last 5 weeks, data showed that manufacturing orders from China are down and fewer cargo ships are heading from Asia to the US. What's happening is that retailers like Walmart, IKEA, and Target, they are pulling back on orders due to high tariffs. There has been a spike in canceled shipping routes. So far, carriers have canceled about 35 to 42% of their planned capacities on some routes. According to Alan Murphy, CEO of Sea Intelligence, these cancellations are happening with very little notices to shippers, and they're also hard to quickly reschedule if the situation changes on the ground. So, the $1 million question is this: when could empty shelves become a reality? And what products are the most vulnerable? According to Casey Armstrong, Chief Marketing Officer at ShipBob, the US retail system thrives on speed and scale. When that gets disrupted, the lowest margin, fastest moving goods are the first to go. He also pinpointed toys, games, budget home goods, and clothing as the canaries in the coal mine, meaning they will be the first sign of trouble to come. Supply chain expert also warns that lower end stores selling low cost imports are likely to be hit the hardest and will be able to see the effects much faster if they don't have a lot of extra inventory. Another category that could be affected is clothing and shoes. In 2024, we imported around 37% of all our clothing and 58% of shoes from China. And because so much of our clothing and shoes come from China, companies haven't had much time to find other suppliers. Steve Lamar, who is the president of the Apparel and Footwear Association, warns this could soon translate into product shortages as orders are canceled or goods are being held in warehouses. Experts believe if these high tariffs continue, American consumer will likely face more persistent shortages, especially as Chinese suppliers focus on other markets. If that happens, the US supply chain will be scrambling to find alternative manufacturing. So the crucial point here is whether we see widespread shortages or not really depends on how long these high tariffs stick around and how much inventories companies have managed to bring in earlier this year as an anticipation of all these issues. Even with the overall declines in orders from China, Home Depot has recently increased its orders. This shows it's not a uniform situation across all retailers. The uncertainty around this tariff, though, is definitely creating major headaches for businesses, especially small ones who is trying to plan for the crucial winter holiday season. While we are not seeing empty store shelves just yet, the situation is definitely one to watch. So keep an eye out on those lower priced, fast moving items. And also, what happened after the next 90 days will be crucial in the coming months. I will definitely keep you posted. So join me next time on Civil Convo with Rachel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my new channel, please. Have an amazing day.